million so-called Epstein files have been released in the United States. The Department of Justice reported the job is done, all materials are now public. But Congress is skeptical and is demanding more. The released materials have already caused a tsunami effect. Even a mention in the Epstein case destroys reputations and careers. The declassified files feature former and current US presidents, royalty, politicians, businessmen, and show business stars. All of them took part in Jeffrey Epstein's eccentric parties, where the entertainment was sex, including with minors. TSN's own correspondent in the USA, Olha Koshelenko, reports on whose lives have already been destroyed by their involvement in the pedophile case and whether the current US president will survive this.
A mention in Epstein's files is like a black mark that famous and influential people receive from their past. It has already cost former British Prince Andrew, the brother of King Charles, his title and privileges. In the new batch of files, there are again photographs of him with an unknown woman, both clothed, but on the floor under circumstances that remain unclear. After the latest publication of the files, Miroslav Lajčák, advisor to Slovak Prime Minister Fico, resigned. In his correspondence with Epstein, he was choosing a girl for games. Billionaire Elon Musk also had to offer explanations. The case materials include an email in which he asks when the next wild party on Epstein's island will be. Although so far there is no evidence that the billionaire actually visited the island. After the publication, the former Trump associate made a post on X with explanations.
I corresponded very little with Epstein and declined repeated invitations to visit his island or fly on the Lolita Express, but I was well aware that my correspondence with him could be misinterpreted and used by ill-wishers to tarnish my name. I don't care about that. What concerns me is that we at least try to hold accountable those who committed serious crimes together with Epstein, especially regarding the horrific exploitation of underage girls.
Of all the Epstein files processed so far, it is the reputation of former US President Bill Clinton from the American elite that has suffered the most. The case materials include a photo of him in a women's dress and high heels, not to mention numerous pictures with Epstein himself. The former president and his wife have ultimately agreed to testify soon before the House of Representatives Rules Committee, which is conducting its own investigation. The reputation of Microsoft founder Bill Gates has also suffered. Epstein's notes contain an entry claiming that Gates contracted a venereal disease from Russian women present at a party and allegedly asked Epstein for an antibiotic that could be secretly mixed into the food of Gates's then-wife Melinda to conceal a possible infection. There is no evidence. Gates himself has called this nonsense. It is precisely these kinds of salacious facts about other guests at Epstein's parties that President Donald Trump uses. He says that he recognized Epstein as a pedophile and pervert long ago, and therefore kicked him out of his circle, unlike other famous people.
There are a lot of questions about Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, and many other people in this regard, but as for me, there's nothing there. Moreover, it turned out that Jeffrey Epstein and that sleazy writer named Michael Wolff conspired against Donald Trump to make me lose the election. Epstein conspired with the writer to make me lose the election. So you see, I had nothing to do with that guy.
The case materials contain numerous photos and videos of Trump with Epstein, as well as with women who attended the parties. They even included a birthday card from Trump to Epstein in the case materials. It is made in the shape of a naked woman's body. In the latest batch of files, there is also a letter from First Lady Melania Trump to Epstein's associate and friend, Ghislaine Maxwell, who was involved in supplying girls, including minors, for entertainment on the island. In the letter, Melania speaks very warmly about the press coverage regarding Epstein and expresses hope for a meeting soon.
Everyone who was in any way connected to Epstein has suffered ruin and burned out. The question is President Trump the only one who can survive this? And that's a fascinating question because there is nothing positive contained in these files. There is not a single positive aspect or reaction when people are associated with Jeffrey Epstein. Most people run from it like vampires at sunrise.
The Epstein files were released by the Trump-controlled Department of Justice only after Congress voted for it. The volume of materials is enormous. Not all of the files contain proven facts. Many are simply testimonies from various people that require thorough verification, which is exactly what hundreds of journalists and analysts are working on right now. But Democrats in the Senate doubt that the Department of Justice has released all the necessary information.
They say they've collected 6 million pages but are only publishing 3. What happened to the other 3 million? What's in them? And finally, has every document that mentions the word Trump been made public? Yes or no? We need answers.
Jeffrey Epstein was not a simple pimp, but rather a successful financier with a deep interest in politics, who had connections at various levels in different parts of the world and collected dossiers on famous people. Journalists also suggest that he had contacts with intelligence agencies, including Russian and Israeli ones. His figure is still shrouded in myths. Some even baselessly speculate that Epstein did not commit suicide in prison, but is secretly living somewhere on an island. From Washington, United States, Olha Koshelenko, Maxim Shinkarenko, TSN 1+1 Marathon, United News.